Chris here from AV Technology. I'm here with John from Atlas IED. Could you mind introducing yourself, John, and we'll take it from there?
Sure. My name's Jonathan Ivey, and I own Atlas IED.
That's a neat, compact introduction, which lets me ask some tricky questions about your company, and I guess sort of how you would describe your company now, perhaps compared to maybe what people had thought about what Atlas IED was.
Oh, yes, that's easy. So what people had thought about it, including us when we bought the company, is cheap ceiling speakers and microphone stands.
But they were the days, I guess, of when, you had contracting, contractor audio, and it was all...
Yeah, it was old 70 volt, it sounded bad. It sounded like this because bad transformer technology. It was frequency limited. The outputs of the amplifiers weren't good. That was back in the days of cheap 30 watt mixer amplifiers and things like that. Those days are long gone. So one of the first things that we did, we were a consumer audio company that specialized in like subwoofers and high-end audio and car AV. As soon as we bought Atlas, we came in and said, okay, well, that all sounds awful.
Yep.
We should probably fix this.
Yes.
And the first thing we did is came out with new transformer technology, manufacturing techniques that some people have copied now, but transformers used to be large and they'd resonate, and they'd have like multi-steel plate cores, and they'd be hand wound, like dipped in varnish. And so we changed all that, made a new technology, whether it's a high tensile winding machine and it's dipped in epoxy that's UV sealed. Passes more low frequencies now. We actually have a transformer that passes 18 hertz at 3 dB down. So we're a technology company, more than
I can tell. Not a marketing company.
Definitely not a marketing company.
I'm not dissing your marketing. I'm sure your marketing's fine.
Yeah, that's all right. But no, I'm a product guy, so I like to. I spend the majority of our resources on engineering, product development. The last 5 years, I took over Atlas 7-ish years ago. It took about 2 years to start getting the talents lined up of the company I want to be one day, right?
Okay.
And the last 5 years has been
like, who was like your first sort of big hire?
So Samsung threw me a bone here. So when Samsung bought Harman, they fired a bunch of their engineers. So I went to Elkhart, Indiana, and I met with all the Crown guys, and I said, hey, you want a job? And they said, we do. But you're up against some pretty large competitors that I probably won't name, but they're much larger than me.
Sure.
And they said, why would we come work for you? I said, well, family-owned company, so I don't have a board of directors or shareholders or bank debt, it's just me. I said, you guys will all get to work for me, we're family-owned, and I'll let you build what you think you want to build, you'll be good at. We'll buy a building. So got the Crown guys lined up, and the next thing they said is, well, our BSS counterparts in Salt Lake, they need a job too, and we'd like to bring them with. So that was the next office we opened up and brought the BSS guys over, and ex-engineers, I should say, and started working at Atmosphere.
Yes.
And it's grown quite a bit on the software side. We're really good at PoE-powered speakers and school systems and things like that.
So how important is Atmosphere as far as an overarching kind of concept or ecosystem that you think your company needs?
So I'm a big believer in a single system solution. We're the only company in the world that makes metal racks and everything that goes in them.
Yeah.
So that was the way integrators had to perform their jobs in the past, because they had to buy an amplifier from one company and a DSP from another company, a power sequencing from another company, and a rack from another company, because no one made a full solution.
Yeah.
And we do. Yeah. We've had to, because we do airport systems. Airport systems have to be a single unified system, hardware, firmware, and software that's all engineered together, because they're literally mission critical. You cannot have the system go down an airport. We've done that for 20 years.
Yeah.
So the idea was, let's take that business model and make it easier for integrators to get a solution, an all-in-one solution from a single company where everything's made to work together. So you go into Atmosphere, you have drop-down menus that auto-load our pre-EQ settings that we think have been optimized. You'll plug in Atmosphere to some of our next-gen IPX stuff, and it automatically comes on. Even though it's not on the network, there's a side bus for it. It's all creating a solution, not pieces and parts.
So you're sort of talking about those larger installations. Is that sort of where you feel that your sweet spot is turning into?
We do most of the McDonald's in North America, and we do a big chunk of the Starbucks. I'm happy to do any size system. I believe that AV needs to be more of a part of the life safety system moving forward. So the largest, kind of growth that we're focused on is life safety, especially in schools, because we have a real problem in North America, in the United States. The way there's multiple systems in a building is confusing to me. So having an overall solution for the end user that's easy for the integrator to install and manage is really kind of my goal. I'll take the big buildings, but the small ones make me happy as well.
That's interesting. So do you have like a easy to explain, I guess, sort of roadmap or a bigger picture for where you're headed? Something that you can kind of inspire us with?
That I want to share? Let me think about this. Let me choose, do I have a big picture? I have a huge picture. One that might resonate or be, not get me in trouble with some of my other people that work with me. I think currently the industry has a lot of really smart companies doing a lot of little pieces for an overall solution. And I think there's room for a company that's innovative, engineering focused, that can consolidate a lot of those features and functionalities into one overall system. And I think I can do it.
It's sad to see the little guys go, though. We don't want to see the little guys go with their little innovative audio scrodgets.
No, I agree. So the little, but the problem with having small, innovative little companies is that they need to interoperate with an overall system, an ecosystem. So that innovation is good, but them being acquired or partnered with makes a lot of sense. There's a couple of those in this booth right now. And you're welcome to talk with them and see if it's been good partnerships, the addition of the technology. I'll just Aimline, it's a standalone company a couple years ago. By working with us, the footprint for distribution has grown, the technology's grown, we've changed manufacturing processes. There's a lot that we can contribute and make it part of our ecosystem. So now their products can plug into Globalcom and be installed in all the airports we do worldwide as a native endpoint.
Gotcha.
They could have never pulled that off.
So you're sort of like broadening the tent without acquisitions.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Big fan.
And it allows us to do fun stuff like the Atlas Fine stuff. That's a partnership. Fine Audio has some really incredible technology, serves a really good purpose in high-end hotels, casinos. IsoFlare has amazing dispersion and intelligibility. The Fine Audio guys are really focused on that really high-end home audio market. They came out of Tannoy. It's not a secret. So that was kind of where they started. They couldn't have gotten to this market without our help and distribution network and contributions.
And I guess to sign off, what would be sort of like a super geeky, a micro deep dive into technology that you're super proud of that will make our readers go, oh, okay, I want to get to know these guys better. They share their nerdiness.
This is a tricky one since this is an Infocom, and that's usually where we launch our big products. What's super geeky?
It's not so much a product, but sort of the technology behind the product. Like you're mentioning, the way sort of your transformers are like, so much better than old school ones. And,
So I think really where we're going to shine is everything needs to go on the network, right? Everything needs to be an endpoint. But you don't want to burden that network with too much traffic, right? So our ability to hang devices on the edge, be them potential video devices or monitors or sensors that we haven't shown yet, without bringing down the network traffic or causing a lot of additional expense is going to be key to the success moving forward. Switch ports are expensive, and we can do a lot of what you would need other ports for on our own, much less expensive bus and still get the same functionality.
Gotcha. All right, cool. So sounds like we all need to come back to Infocom and see what evolves.
Yeah, there's a lot of. I've spent more money in the last 5 years in development than what we bought the company for. So it's a substantial
Sure,
investment.
sure. Well, lovely to meet you, John, and
Thanks for your
thanks for
time.
your time.
Yep, appreciate it.